here in Beverly Hills, Series A coffee. Here with John, make sure my mic is all good. I try to be semi-professional here on this Labor Day. So this being episode 2, we're gonna set some precedents. We're gonna start these with some positivity, right? We're gonna do like a minute or two of just positive words streaming in because it's super helpful to start your day on a positive note. And for those of you out there who are thinking maybe like, oh, but I'm not feeling great, or I have all these obstacles in my life. Well, it's the number one moment in your life where you need things. You need to get into a positive frame. So that's what I'll start this with. So the easiest way to do it is just say yes, 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 yes. Things are gonna go good. Things are gonna go well. There's good vibes. There's good vibes everywhere. Yes, yes. Just positive vibes, good things, ease. Things will come easy to me today. Things will have. Things will gravitate towards me. Things will be good. Things will flow to me as I need them to flow to me. It's going to be a day of collaboration between me and the universe. There'll be all sorts of things that I didn't expect to happen that will happen today. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a day where things deep within me that I had not suspected come to fruition. Yes, yes, yes. Just positivity, the universe, working in collaboration with the universe. All of the synchronized yet unseen pieces will come to me, and I'll be in a mode ready to interact with those different pieces. And in doing so, it'll be fun. And when I'm having fun, then I can actually become productive. Fun and productive, and yes, and positive, and love, and an open heart, and all these other things that I need to begin my day. And things will synchronize for me, and things will work out for me, and things will be great. And then it'll just become like a vibe. I won't even be intellectual. It'll just be, okay, now we got a vibe. When the vibe gets going, once you get into the positive flow, then you're in a positive flow. And once you're in the positive flow, then you don't have to worry about it. So yes, 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 yes. Good, good, good. Abundance, wealth, health, vitality, all those good things. Right? So now we're here in Beverly Hills. We got ourselves popped up. We're raising the vibe. We got this thing. Let's see if we can take a look around. Take a look around. This is Derek Ree's coffee shop, Series A, here in BH. All the good peoples. We're getting off to a nice positive day. Let's check on the mic for the other person. Make this. Yeah, mic myself like the pro. That's where I need Mike Morey, the pro. Is that? I mean, it clashes with the Hawaiian chill vibe a little bit, but that's all right. Yes, yes, yes. That's what we're talking about here today, right? Just yes, yes, yes. Because why? What is today? Today's Labor Day. So Labor Day is, for those of you outside the United States, Labor Day is roughly it's 100-year-old holiday, roughly speaking, and it was created here in the United States on behalf of the labor force. And you got to remember at the time, there was the only mass communication at the time, really, were newspapers. And so there was maybe at best a 24-hour cycle in terms of the information happening and getting out to the public, usually longer. And remember, it was pre-internet, so there was not widespread democratization of information for the common person. So they didn't. So most of that, like, higher conceptual learning was restricted to the halls of universities. And so your average person wasn't able to easily put together a sophisticated worldview in terms of interoperable systems and global information or big data trends. Or, a lot of people didn't even know what their rights were, right? Like, a lot of people were in essentially hamlets and villages throughout America, and unless they had somebody to go to law school, they didn't even know what their legal rights were necessarily. So you're talking 100 years ago when they founded the holiday of Labor Day. You're talking about a generally uneducated, unconnected, disconnected group of people who may have been highly intelligent. Oh, here we go. Let's watch it's the lunch rush. What a great daytime vibe here, right? Just a great daytime vibe. So let's see. Ooh, I think the couch opened up. Let's hop in on the. We're gonna hop in on this couch action. See if anybody wants to join us. See, they're playing the games here. They're having a good time. Okay, now we're on the couch. Now maybe people will join us. We got Operation here. Check us out. Boom. That guy's definitely awake. No one should be doing surgery on this guy. That should not be happening. This guy's firmly awake. You know what I'm saying? Do not operate on that guy. The game should be called Do Not Operate on This Guy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we'll move this food tray over here. Okay, now we're back on the couch. We'll put up a little sign if anybody wants to join us. Right? So you have these, 100 years ago, these groups of people. Oh, here you go, sir. Here's your chair back. So, like 100 years ago, the labor force, they didn't have the internet. They didn't really have access to higher education. They weren't necessarily aware of their rights. And they hadn't really engaged in collective bargaining because coming from the old world, you had this old money coming in that was educated, and they did have mass communication within themselves, and they kept advanced technology to themselves, and they were just getting rich hand over foot between factories and manufacturing and oil and the stock market. Like this, I mean, it wasn't only until recently that even like regular folk could really trade in the stock market. So even that part of the economy was inaccessible to labor, writ large. So when they came up with this holiday, like 100 years ago, it was a big deal. That was a big deal to just make general uneducated labor aware that they existed as a block, which was good, because they were being exploited. Because you're talking like coming into that era, industrialists still wanted us to do employ children in factories. They want to have 9-year-olds working, and they didn't really care. So it was really humane. It was really a breakthrough for people to have a holiday that made these people self-aware, because they didn't have mass communication. They didn't know they even existed. They didn't know a whole bunch of things. So the holiday really brought them into awareness that they even existed. So that in and of itself is a huge win just for people, because there shouldn't be an economic divide in terms of people's quality of life being destroyed. It's all right that there's a hierarchy, but people shouldn't be living below a certain quality of life, at a subservient level, like a knowingly subservient level, which was occurring, prior to these types of things, like the inception of a Labor Day holiday, where people go, oh yeah, there are these classes. Like even the fact that there were economic classes existing was a bit of a aristocratic secret up until that point, and it was being leveraged against people. There were many factors being leveraged against different demographics and class levels, which on the more sophisticated level of the American dream, that was what a lot of people who came over here wanted to escape, because they had escaped countries from around the globe that had cemented and codified class levels that were unfair. And they had just made it so that the game you could not matriculate through the game at all. No, there was it was not going to happen. And that's really what they were trying to get out. That's what a lot of people are still trying to get out of it. It's just when people get monopolies on monopolies, you're screwed, especially when they do it with government consent. And when the game's over, the game's over. And that's really when the game opened in America. And when the game opened in America, they said, okay, we can't let there be monopolies on monopolies, because we've been down that route, and that's not good. So Labor Day, the establishment of the holiday of Labor Day, was a huge victory against that level of what was going on in the culture, and it resonates to this day. Labor Day in LA, baby, right? Are you if you're down to clown? Are you down to clown? I don't know. This is just the John Cast vibe. I think if you're a future viewer and you're looking back, you're like, I can't believe there's an empty seat here because this seat is going to be occupied by so many luminaries and celebrities moving forward. So big guy, how's the day going? Okay, it's gonna be occupied by so many people, celebrities, luminaries, geniuses, dullards. Take this show on the road. It's gonna be sick, and we'll talk about things that need to be talked about within the context of YouTube, of course, because I can't go too anti-establishment on the YouTube, which is fine. And I know a lot of you who are a fan of my art and my comedy. For sure, one of my calling cards is satire and taking shots at the system because I got trained by the system. I'm like a rogue Jedi out here, and but we got to play inside the box here. On it'd be a square, daddy-o. You know what I'm saying? And oh, good. There's love in the air. I like it. People were kissing in the parking lot. It was good. It was a good scene. But since we're on YouTube, this is gonna be like in the YouTube, Instagram thing. If you want my like hard hitting stuff, go over to my TikTok. Check out News of the News. That's where I just like go bombs away on the establishment and have a laugh. But on here it's gonna be a little more philosophical, a little more just fun, a little talky. Rogan's over on Spotify. Rogan knows me. Rogan, back during my Scowl Brothers years, Rogan used to read my blog. I remember he commented on this one I did about Fox and Friends. So I used to stay up super late and get up early in the morning, get high, and watch Fox and Friends because it was hilarious, like 2006. Because it was. Because they were such fascists at the time. It was funny because during that time, like the Republicans were the fascists, like in bed with the MIC and super fascists, and then that's what I was fighting against. And then, of course, the pendulum is. Well, now you know where it's at. But anyway, at the time, that's where Rogan picked me up, and then I got into the Rogan, Duncan Trussell. I opened. I did a show at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room, and it was like I think it was 06. I was playing Johnny Scott, and did the same show with Duncan. And I remember because my bro is Jimmy Scott, and so we were doing all the circuits, all the comedy circuits. And we saw a lot of comics, and they were kind of, they're pretty much mainly the same. They're all good enough, but they were all kind of within the same sphere. And then when we were at the Belly Room, Duncan and like me and my brother were like, okay, we were like the best because we really stood out and all this stuff. And then at the Belly Room, I remember seeing Duncan, and Duncan did this joke about the sex blob, and he had this idea about this sex blob that hangs over you, and anyway, it was hilarious, and it was conceptual, which was what me and my bro liked. And so we went up and we're like, dude, that was fun. That's like the best joke we've heard in like a year, because it really was brilliant. And then, of course, later on down the line, he turned into this. He was very Jungian comic, right? Just dealing with all the subconscious concepts and things that people have, but then expressed into sort of surreal symbolism and visualization. Because what was his podcast, like Midnight something? It was really good. Where the dude from Adventure Time animated all his basically surreal vocalizations, and it was pretty sick. But yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, I remember he was one of the funniest guys we ran into. So let's see if we can get Gabe on here. Let's see if Gabe. right? We'll see. We'll see. See if we can get him on here. It'll be fun. Dude, that shirt's hilarious. Right? How's Labor Day? How's Labor Day?
It was slow in the morning and then started getting pretty busy. But
Yeah?
overall, we're just chilling.
You're just chilling?
Having a good time. Hanging out.
That's the report. That's the report here. Chilling. Oh, here's what we'll do. We'll do the barista report.
So that can be variable. That all varies on how your milk is priced. If I want like a wider base, if you want a wider base,
Barista report. You got anything to say on the barista report? You guys can say.
Do you have anything to say?
It's Labor Day.
If you say espresso with an X, I automatically think you have no brain. That's it. That's it, man. That's all I think.
No X. Where's it coming from? Lord knows.
Where is the X coming from? Common
That's
ignorance,
what I'm saying.
likely.
That's exactly. It's not fun. It's not
You know what's
1950. You're not a Marine in Italy. It's espresso. Come on.
What's insane though is that like the way language works, we might get to a point where espresso is just what the word is, because language is ever evolving. So if people start calling it espresso and then the world is calling it espresso, then that's what it is, and that becomes a correct term. But do your part in not contributing to that by calling it espresso.
Okay.
And that is all
That's
from your boys.
That's the barista PSA. Okay, guys, you got it. Don't no espresso. It's espresso. You got it. Okay. If there's one message we all get today, it's that. It's espresso, and we'll keep it there. That's pretty good stuff. Pearls of wisdom, guys. Doesn't get any better than that. So here we are. It's LA Labor Day 2023. We learned that the working class has rights. They're human beings too. I'm down here in the working class in the modern day, and I tell you, Jeff Bezos, you got to do a better job. Bunch of you and your friends, you guys got to do a better job. I've seen your books, and you can just tweak a few things here and there and make life better for tens of millions of people, literally overnight. What you should do today is you should use Labor Day as a chance to come out and announce a across the board 5% pay raise for all Amazon workers, which you could super easily afford. And get this. Within your quarterly reports, you'll find that your production has gone up. You'll find that it'll stimulate growth within your business because people will feel good about it. I know it's crazy. You got to spend money to make money. But yeah, you guys need to start engendering goodwill with your wealth. You can't just, there's no point to have a 120 billion liquid. You do need to raise the class levels of your organizations, because right now at the top of the pyramid, if you're at a pyramid, if you're on top of a classy pyramid, then you can be a classy pharaoh. And if you're on top of a ghetto pyramid, then you're a ghetto pharaoh, right? So do you want to lord over slaves, or do you want to lord over human beings with dignity? That's kind of your question at the tops of leadership. So come on, guys. We know you can do better. I don't even know if you want to do better, but we know you can do better. Right? It's espresso, not espresso. That's what we're learning today, guys. Espresso. All right, so let's end this on a sweet. So we're gonna start these on positivity streams, and we're gonna talk some stuff out in the middle. And then how should we end them? Should we do some positivity streams and some gratitude? Let's land on gratitude, right? Also, I understand it's very difficult to end on gratitude if your situation sucks. Trust me, been there, currently there. Some would say, here in Beverly Hills doing the podcast, and no one would say it. But positivity, you get whatever it takes to get yourself to be positive, not hopelessly optimistic, but positive, then realistic, and then gratitude, because gratitude is the emotional state in which you can actually make the things happen that you need to happen, that you want to happen. And gratitude is just really simple. You open your heart and you go, I'm grateful that I'm here. You feel the vibration, and if you're in a good sitch, then you're grateful for all the good things. That's easy, and you just tap into the momentum of the positive aspects that are in your field already. And if you're not in a great place, then you're grateful that now you have the opportunity to address those things seriously. Because when you're on the other side, if you're dead on the other side, you don't have the opportunity to address any of these things anymore. And as all the old people will tell you, this too shall pass, and you have an opportunity to work on it. So gratitude, you just get into a state of gratitude and you go, okay, thanks God, thanks the universe. I'm here, I'm breathing, I'm alive. I'm here, I'm conscious. I'm feeling the love of the universe flow through me, and I'm ready to distribute it into the world and to do good things, to solve problems, to see what I need to see, to do what I need to do, to deal with what I need to deal with. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. So, all right, everybody. I hope you had a great day. Good spending some time with you guys, and you're awesome.